Hello everyone. Today we will learn the food and culture of Greece. So let's begin with some geography. Greece is located in southeastern Europe in the Balkan region. It is known for having Europe's largest coastline and over 2,000 islands. Greece is a mountainous country with many lakes, forests, and lowlands. About 25% of all Greece is covered with trees. From the map, we can see that the country shares borders with Albania, Bulgaria, Turkey, and North Macedonia. Greece also shares borders with three main seas. The Mediterranean Sea borders the south, the Aegean Sea borders the east, and the Ionian Sea borders the west of the country. Greece has a Mediterranean climate, meaning that summers are usually hot and dry, whereas winters can be rainy and cold. However, snow is only seen in high altitudes. Alright, so now let's move on to some foods that are native to this country. So unfortunately, Greece lacks many natural resources, and around 70% of the land is unusable due to poor soil or forest cover. But luckily, because of a hot climate, the country can still produce some foods. These foods include grains, like wheat, corn. Then they can also produce melons, grapes, oranges, tomatoes, herbs, a lot of herbs. And then they also produce peaches, and most significantly, olives. Olives are really important in Greece because they're then turned into olive oil and used in other Greek dishes. Now let's learn some food history. So Greek cuisine is one of the most mixed and influenced cuisines. Influences from other cultures to Greek cuisine began in 305 BC with Alexander the Great, which is this dude right here. And it began with his desires to expand Greece all the way to India. And during an expansion, many northern and eastern foods such as yogurt, rice, and sesame seeds became a part of the Greek cuisine. But then later on, in 146 BC, the Greek peninsula fell to the Romans, and this resulted in the Roman culture blending in with the Greek culture. One of the most important Roman influences to the Greek cuisine is pasta. And finally, in 330 AD, the emperor of the Roman Empire, Constantine I, changed the capital of his empire from Rome to Constantinople. And this relocation of the capital created the Byzantine Empire. But in 1453, the Byzantine Empire fell to the Ottomans, and for the next 400 years, the Ottomans and the Greeks lived together. During that period of time, many Turkish dishes affected the Greek cuisine, and also several Greek dishes had to be known by Turkish names. Moving on, now let's take a look at the Dietary Food Guideline of this country. So this is the Dietary Food Guideline of this country, and it is called the National Nutrition Guide for Greek Adults. It was published in the year 1999, and it was aimed for people aged 18 to 65 years. We can see that this food guide is presented using an orange-colored food pyramid that is divided into 11 food groups. We can see how many servings we need from each food group, and also how many times we should be eating from each food group. So for instance, we should be eating 5 to 6 servings of fish every week, and 4 servings of red meat every month. Around this pyramid, we can see two images. On the left, we have an image that represents physical activity, and on the right, we have an image of a cup of wine that tells you to drink wine in moderation. And finally, under this pyramid, the guideline informs us to drink plenty of water and to avoid salt, and instead replace it with herbs. So what is the main message of this guide? Well, the guideline wants the adult population of Greece to follow a balanced Mediterranean diet that is rich in vegetables and fruits. The guideline wants to promote the importance of exercising, olive oil, and dairy products. And also, food high in fat and calories, on the other hand, are not permitted. Now, let's learn how religion can impact a country's eating habits. So Greece is an Orthodox Christian country, and this of course has a significant impact on Greek culture, especially in terms of holidays and food choices. For example, many Greeks have to follow a food restriction during Holy Week. The Holy Week is last week before Easter, and during this time, Orthodox Greeks are not allowed to have many animal products, such as eggs, meat, fish, and dairy. However, after Holy Week, Greece's biggest holiday, Easter Sunday, begins. In Greece, Easter Sunday is celebrated by having a feast. This feast includes an entire lamb that is roasted in a spit, potatoes, rice, bulgur, along with some tsoreki and a glass of wine. For dessert, cookies called Clorox are eaten. And finally, I would like to mention the Feast of Saint Basil. The Feast of Saint Basil is another Greek holiday that is celebrated every year on January the 1st. This special occasion is also known as the Greek New Year's. And during this holiday, the Greeks hold a grand feast. The size of this feast is also significant, as the larger the feast is, the more good fortune the year will bring. In this feast, pork is the main food. But the most important part of this holiday begins at the end of the day, when a special cake or bread called the Spanakopita, which is this one right here, is sliced and distributed in order. And also, before baking the Spanakopita, a coin is buried, and whoever gets the slice with the coin in it has luck the whole year. Our next stop is some traditional ingredients, spices, and herbs that are used in Greek cooking. So let's begin with olive oil. Olive oil is the most significant ingredient used in Greek cuisine. It is very healthy and it is used in nearly every single Greek dish, such as biryani, halva, fasolokia, and spanakopita. Olive oil is also used as a sauce and garnish. Next, we have oregano. In Greek cooking, a high variety of herbs are used, but oregano is by far the most popular. You can find oregano in Greek meat, salads, fish, and in gyros. And surprisingly, oregano is also consumed dried as a spice. Next, we have feta cheese. Feta cheese is Greece's national cheese. It is made from either goat or sheep milk. It is known for its fresh and flavorful aroma, and it is used in nearly many Greek dishes, such as Spanakopita, again, feta salad, lipsomo, and titokrokeres. And surprisingly, they also use feta cheese in desserts. And now, it's time for some Greek recipes! So, Greek recipe number 1 will be dolmatakia. So here we have our recipe. You can see the yield and the ingredients over here. So dolmatakia is cooked in a metal pot that is filled with olive oil and water. It is cooked on low heat between 45 minutes to an hour. And if it's done well, dolmatakia should have a sour, salty taste with a sharp minty, olive oily flavor. Dolmatakia is served before the main meal as an appetizer. It is a food that can be eaten at any time of the day, which makes it really good. Dolmatakia is usually served with baby tomatoes, cucumber slices, olive oil, and with other Greek appetizers such as Spanakopita and pita bread. Our second recipe will be Seed Saganaki, which is basically cooked cheese. It is cooked using a Saganaki pan, and it is cooked with olive oil at a high temperature. And they should be ready when both sides of the cheese slice are golden brown. It should have a salty, cheesy flavor that is slightly burnt. Saganaki is typically served as an appetizer before the main course, and it is also a food that can be eaten at any time of the day. Traditionally, Saganaki should be served with a slice of lemon only, but sometimes Saganaki is also served with pita bread, olives, tomatoes, and even wine or ouzo. And our final recipe is the Clorox Cookies. These cookies are baked in preheated ovens for 20 minutes. And if they're done well and not overcooked, they should have a similar taste to the butter cookies we know. It should leave a sweet taste, a sweet buttery taste with a mild sesame seed flavor in the mouth. Traditionally, Clorox cookies should only be served during the Easter time. As a dessert, they should be served with a cup of tea or coffee and milk for children. To finish this presentation, I would like to share my 3-course fixed menu. So yes, it's right here. And for appetizer, I have Spanakopita. Yes, I said a lot, and it's right here. It comes with some tzatziki sauce and fresh olive oil. For my main, I have pasticcio, which is some sort of Greek lasagna. This lasagna comes with some Greek Retsina wine. And for dessert, I have Feta Mameli, right here. This is a dessert that has feta cheese inside. This dessert comes with some Greek frappe and honey to drizzle. Yes, it's only cost about $50, and I think it's pretty cheap. And that's it. Thank you for listening.